I want to share with you one little story. It's actually Saginaw. In Michigan, we had the privilege of working there several years ago, and it was a community that was not in great shape. It was considered at that point in time the 5th most violent city in America per capita, high levels of pretty much every social issue you can imagine, okay? And for youth, awful outcomes. They were everywhere except where they should have been. They weren't at the home, and they weren't in school because they were in psychiatric hospitals, in foster care, and in the juvenile detention center. Those are costly outcomes for children, youth, and families, as well as for the system. The system was facing bankruptcy because they couldn't afford to continue to support that number of youth in these kinds of places. They called us and they said, please help us do anything you can. So we really wanted to go in and understand what were the perspectives on this kind of problem. We spoke to providers, okay? And we asked them, what's happening here and why aren't you able to get youth the supports they need when they need them so that you can avoid these kinds of outcomes? The providers said, oh, that's because parents and youth don't know what's going on, okay? And they don't really care, they don't really want to be involved. And by the way, we don't have enough programs, can you help us get more money for more programs? That's what we need, okay? What the youth told us was, well, I've gone to those programs and those providers don't treat me very well. Okay, so I don't really want to go back anymore. And by the way, what they're offering, I'm not interested in, so why would I go? The family said to us, well, those providers, they don't treat me very well, so that's why I stopped going. They blame me all the time. And do you know how long it takes to get into those programs and how many different forms I have to fill out? Okay, I don't have time for that. I don't get time off from my work to do that kind of stuff. And where the programs are placed are inconvenient for me. There's no bus route to downtown, so I can't even get to those programs. Okay. Now note, if all I had done was design my solution based upon the providers, I would have created a resource directory and added more programmatic slots. Does that sound familiar? Okay. It's by talking to everybody else that we can come up with a solution, and our solution addressed all of these issues, okay? And we were able to engage everybody in acting solutions out. So the providers, their job, make that intake process better, okay? The youth, design what kind of after-school programs you want, okay? And help work with the Y to get that implemented. The families, develop guidelines to teach providers how to talk to you in an empowering way, okay? So the solutions, as well as the understanding of the problem, are dealt with both groups, all groups.